Good day, everybody. Tracy Brown here. I hope you guys are doing good. And I appreciate all y'all's thumbs up and looking good about my new website. I really appreciate that. If you haven't seen it yet, it's tracybrownrd.com. And there's kind of this combined thing going on with information and support for people who are struggling and looking to get more information or support. And of course, a support hub as well for professionals. So there's both. And so you'll see that if you go on the website. There's going to be, the, I don't know how to say this, but like the little box, if you're not subscribed to my email list, I'm working on, actually doing two emails a month for you all right now from a professional standpoint. One, from a counseling standpoint, and two, from like a product and resource standpoint. That's my goal, my hope, where it's like, I've tried a lot of tools over the last several years, especially being online mostly now, and I just want to share with you stuff that this has made my life easier. So if that helps you, let me know if that was something that would be a good resource for you. So I've put some of those already on the website that we can see, this is the scheduler I use and this is the whatever. And I'll probably talk about each of those products individually, not to try to get you to use them, but just to show you. I mean, you can if you want, but and they're usually, if you pay for them per year, it's a pretty good deal. But anyway, just little ways as my practice got busier to where, I was getting really swamped and taking calls from people, writing posts, doing videos, creating content, seeing clients, to where sometimes if I wasn't, what happened for me, and this is what happens when we're going to talk about boundaries here, and this is what this whole video is about, is, started to really suck the energy out of me. Like I would, responding to everything, every little email or request for a form or request for it, and doing billing, all that started to become like, I'm barely keeping my lips above water. And I don't like that feeling, because I want to be able to fully show up with my clients and be excited they're on my schedule versus, oh my gosh, my day is full. And not just full of appointments, but just constant stuff to do. I mean, and that's part of the gig if you're having your own practice, or even if you work for other people's. I mean, I spent so far the majority of my practice career working for other dietitians or therapists, and I was still plenty busy because I took a really active role in those businesses to try to help them grow, and I actually treated them a lot like they were my own. So regardless of what situation you're in, you could be working for somebody else, but you're doing other tasks besides just seeing clients that you get reimbursed for, and it's a lot. So anyway, I'm going to share some stuff with you around boundaries today. Hopefully that's helpful. And then in coming emails over this next year, I'll be sharing kind of dual role with you around counseling skills and how to keep good boundaries around your time, your resources, what tools you use in your practice to make your life easier. And whether it's your practice or not, or you're working in a treatment facility or whatever you're doing, the more you can streamline some stuff, the better. So anyway, I hope that this little blip is helpful. What this video is really about is boundaries with your time, especially your paid time. I want to share something because this happened to me this past week, where I'm noticing a lot of my clients are kind of getting back to the swing of things at work after the holidays and overscheduling themselves, which if we're not careful, sometimes we end up getting bumped, which is kind of what happened for me. And it's a challenge, especially I'm going to be really personal for me. I'm a pretty accommodating person, meaning if I have a day where my day isn't totally booked and a client needs to move an appointment from 9 in the morning to 1 and I have it open, I'll typically say yes. Now, if I don't have open, I'm honest and I say no, and they might have to deal with the no-show fee. I charge a full session price for late minute cancellations, whether you're, if there's a legit, you're really sick, you don't need to be doing an appointment, you need to be in bed, I don't charge for that. But honestly, if it's this appointment came up that I've needed to do for 3 months and it's at the same time, if I get, I can't fill that spot with somebody who needed to be in. This is kind of situation that's happened a little bit. And so as difficult as it is, it's really important to even clients that, especially clients who tend to not who are struggling with commitment to their own care anyway, especially those clients who want to keep a good boundary with time. But if especially clients that you have a good relationship with, and because you guys have a good relationship, it's going to feel easier possibly for them to say, hey, this thing came up, I can't make it today, but it's like 2 hours before your appointment, or 10 o'clock at night, and you're going to see them next morning at 10. You're going to have to stick with your guns and do what's appropriate, really, from a boundary perspective around your time, and you probably won't have time to fill that spot with something else. So it's important that you stick with your cancellation policy, whatever that is. And I see different kinds of cancellation policies, and you need to pick the one that works for you and feels comfortable for you. I charge a full session because it's like, typically I can fill that with like an appointment for my own supervision. I can do some other kind of things that either increase my skill level. Of course, can I always do other paperwork and writing and billing? Totally. But I tend to have a time for that. So that hour, I'm missing income from or enrichment from. And those are, high priorities in the business. So that's something that I stick with. You might only do like, some people I know do a $35 cancellation fee, 25, 50, whatever is in their comfort zone, but I do a full session just because that's what I'm losing out on. And not everybody does that. It's just, for the high level of skill that we all have, I think it's important that our time is treated respectfully, to be honest. And our practices are different than, if you go to a dentist and you have to cancel, like they typically overbook, or a doctor's office, they're overbooked. So they're not losing income that 45 minutes you're not there or whatever. So we do. Anyway, I hope that's helpful to know. And I speak a little bit about it in the case study series around this idea of boundaries. And it's not always so much our boundaries with clients, but sometimes it is. And I know the second case study that I talked about, there was a boundary push with wanting to be rescued, and there's a level of like, no, I want to help invite your adult self here to do this work. You don't need to be rescued by diet culture or by me. We need to have support, yes, and reparenting, yes. And maybe your 5-year-old self need to be rescued, but your 40-something-year-old self, you have a lot of tools and resources, and let's lean on that. So it's a pretty close example to what was going on some level in that case study. So if you're interested in it, you saw the links yesterday, I'll put them down below as well, to learn more about like what emotional boundaries look like in session when a person's really struggling. So anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I look forward to hearing from you soon and how things are going in your practice with boundaries. So take care. Bye.